Alright guys, welcome to another DTXMania tutorial, and before we start, I would like to request that if this tutorial has helped you, please press the like button, and for more tutorials and weekly rhythm gameplay videos, please press the subscribe button. Thank you very much! In this video, I will be teaching you the basics of making a DTXMania simulation file or Simfile. This tutorial assumes that you have musical knowledge and can transcribe drum sounds from an existing song, since this tutorial will not cover anything that has to do with music theory. Also, the following are prerequisites in order for this tutorial to proceed properly. You have installed DTXMania Furucombo Starter Pack. In DTXMania configuration, drums, muting LP is set to on, HHL graphics is set to type A, and LVD graphics is set to type B. So let's get started. Download the DTXCreator Furucombo Starter Pack, link provided in the description below. After downloading, extract a folder inside DTXMania ver.k FSP folder. This file includes a portable version of Audacity, DTXCreator, a tap BPM app, a tutorial song provided. Then we go in the template folder, and here we have a banner template, a Simfile template, and a few hit sounds that I have made. Audacity is a free audio editor which we will be using for converting songs to OGG or creating previews for your Simfiles. Now let's go back to the DTXCreator FSP folder, and you will see a template folder. We copy this folder into your DTX Files folder by right-clicking this folder, copy. Then we go to DTX Files folder, right-click, then paste. Rename the template folder to First Simfile folder. Then go inside the folder, then rename the template file to first.dtx. Now let's go back to the DTXCreator FSP folder and run DTXCreator. Go to File, Open, or Ctrl-O to open file. Then we go to your DTXMania directory, then DTX Files. Then in your first Simfile folder, open first.dtx. Before we start, I will give you a quick tour of DTXCreator. Here, the left part is where you input various parameters, and the right side is the workspace where you put the notes. Here in the main tab, title is the name of the song, artist is the artist or composer of the song, comment is any other description for the song, BPM is beats per minute and is the actual tempo of the song, drum LV is the song rating for the Simfile. Preview is the preview song that will play when you select the song in the song list. Pre-image is the banner that will be shown when you select the song. Here in the Wave tab, you can assign the song and hit sounds to be used. And in the AV tab, you can assign the movie to be used. Free tab is a free-form text tab and will be discussed in the advanced Simfile making tutorial. Now let's go to the workspace. There are two types of modes when you edit a Simfile: the select mode and the edit mode. In select mode, you can select the chips, and in edit mode, you can put the chips in the workspace. Just press F8 to switch between modes, and you will notice that your pointer will change upon switching modes. Now I will discuss the lanes. Starting from LC up to RD is the main workspace you'll be concentrating when putting the chips. So from here, left cymbal, hi-hat, left pedal, left bass kick, snare drum, high tom, bass drum, low tom, floor tom, crest cymbal, and ride cymbal. Now you might ask, in the XG layout, there is no left bass kick lane and ride lane. So in total, we have 11 lanes. When playing DTXMania, the left pedal and left bass kick lane is combined into a single lane. Now we go here to the right, which is also essential for our tutorial. BGM lane is the exclusive lane where you put the song. The SE1 to SE5 lanes are for putting optional hit sounds such as a starting count, but so far we will only be using SE1. The BPM, AV, and FI to BN4 or the bonus lanes will be discussed in the advanced Simfile making tutorial. Okay, so let's discuss here the big 01. This is bar 1 and by default is made of 4 measures, 1, 2, 3, 4. By default, this is a 4-4 setup. Custom measures such as 3/4 or 6/8 will be discussed in the advanced Simfile making tutorial. X2 here is the vertical sizing for the workspace. Here's the default spacing, but I highly recommend using X2. Guide margin determines the kind of node timing that you would like to use. Basically, the value that would be used most of the time would be 1/16, and in some instances that you have to use other type of node timing, such as triplets, you use 1/12 or 1/24. You can press F3 or F4 to toggle for the values. You will notice that the workspace changes grid. The higher the value, the more lines appear. If you press F4 all the way to the end, you will see free, which means free time, and is useful for fine syncing the BGM with the chips. Now we go here in the Wave tab and you will see that there are predefined hit sounds. If you click on them, you can preview their hit sound. Now let's put some chips on the workspace. Press F8 and make sure the pencil is selected, which means you are in the edit mode. Make sure your guide margin is in 1/16 by pressing F3, since we came from the free margin. Select 01 to select the loud kick hit sound, then put the chip in the first and third measure of bar 1 under the BD lane. Next, select 03 to select the loud snare hit sound, then put the chip in the second and fourth measure of bar 1 under the SD lane. Next, select 05 to select the loud closed hi-hat sound, then put the chip in all four measures under the HH lane. Now let's copy the chips from bar 1 to bar 2. Press F8 and make sure you're in select mode. If you are in select mode, you can use edit commands such as copy, paste, undo, or select all. Press Ctrl A, or you can drag the notes by yourself. Now press Ctrl C to copy to clipboard. Select the very first measure of bar 2, then press Ctrl V to paste the chips. You can drag the selection of chips if you make a mistake, or press Ctrl Z to undo your last command. Another tip: to select certain chips, you can hold Ctrl while clicking or selecting the desired chips. Now let's preview the Simfile. Press F5 or preview from the top. This opens a new program called DTX Viewer. Now you will see the actual simulation of the Simfile. We're ready to try this on DTXMania itself, but before we do that, let's go to the main tab and change the title to First Simfile. Change the artist to your name. Then put 20 as the drum level. Then press File, Save, or press Ctrl S to save this Simfile. Run DTXMania, then we press Alt Enter to switch to window mode, so it would make Simfile editing easier. Make sure Auto Mode is set to All Auto, then select your Simfile named First Simfile. And there we go, you have successfully created your first running Simfile. Good job! Now let's actually create a Simfile from scratch while transcribing it from an existing song. Go to your File Explorer and navigate to DTXCreator FSP folder. Select the template folder, then press Ctrl C to copy the entire folder. Go to your DTX Files folder, then press Ctrl V to paste, and then rename this folder to Tutorial Song. Now go inside this folder and rename the template.dtx to tutorialsong.dtx. Go back to DTXCreator, select File Open, and navigate to the Tutorial Song folder, then open tutorialsong.dtx. Now I'll put the tutorial song as the title and Furucon as the artist. And yeah, this is a composition I did for this tutorial. Shameless plugin. Anyway, we have to put a banner for our song. click here in pre-image, select the banner template in the tutorial song directory, then press open. Now this banner will be shown when you select the song. Just use this banner template on your next Simfile, or make sure you're using 414 by 410 as the dimensions for your banner. Now we have to determine the BPM or bits per minute of the song we want to transcribe. Go to the DTXCreator FSP folder and double-click the Tap BPM app. Now play the tutorial song using your media player. Go back to Tap BPM, press reset, then start tapping spacebar in every beat. Do not stop tapping. You should be tapping at least 30 seconds to 1 minute for the BPM to stabilize. Sometimes this will be a trial and error, so if you arrive at an incorrect value, you can do a plus or minus later. Okay, 90 is what's showing up most of the time, so here in DTXCreator in the main tab, we put the value of BPM to 90. Okay, now I will teach you how to get your song ready for DTXMania. Let's open Audacity by going to your DTXCreator FSP folder, go to Audacity folder and double-clicking Audacity app. Side note, if you're on a newly installed PC and get this error, just install the Microsoft VC Redistributable package. The link is in the description, so just click and install which version is applicable to your system. Here in my other test PC, I'm using a Windows 7 64-bit, so I'm installing the VC Redist 64. Okay, so the first time you open Audacity, it will prompt you with project files, so just click on yes. Then I don't want this to show on startup, so I click the check. Then I click OK. Now if you see here in the DTXCreator FSP folder, there is the tutorial song I have provided. Drag this song into Audacity and it should open there. Don't worry, I won't be discussing Audacity very much since it would really take time, but I will only teach you the basics. Our goal here is to convert this into an OGG file, since the file I have included is an MP3 file. Now let's save this as an OGG file. Press Ctrl plus Shift plus E, or go to File, Export Audio, navigate to your tutorial song folder, then name it Tutorial Song. Select Save as Type as OGG, Vorbis, click Save, and then click OK. Now while we're still at Audacity, we will also create a preview file. First, you will have to assess which part of the song is the chorus part. In this case, it is the intro, so I'll just click on the first beat where the preview should start. If you're having difficulty on navigating the waveform, you can press Ctrl 1 to zoom in or Ctrl 3 to zoom out. Then down here, make sure Start and Length Up selection is selected. And then here on the right timestamp, click on the digit just after M, then type 15000. Now we just told Audacity to select 15 seconds from the first beat that you have selected. Now we trim this preview song by pressing Ctrl T or the shortcut for trim. Then we're going to fade out this preview. Here on the left timestamp, click the digit after M, type 12000, and here we're basically telling Audacity to start it from the 12th second. Then here on the right, click the digit after M, then type 03000. As you can see, the selection is the last 3 seconds of the preview. To fade out, choose Effect, then Fade Out. Now press space to preview this preview song. There are some instances that there will be a small leftover waveform like this. You just have to manually drag and delete it. This happens every now and then. Now when you can export this again, like the procedure a while ago. Ctrl-Shift-E to export audio, name it Preview. Make sure the save type is Vorbis. Click Save, then click OK. Now let me show you a different case. If you're editing a preview file and the chorus is not in the intro, and you trim it, it would look like this. What you should do next is press Ctrl X to cut the trimmed audio. Click anywhere here. Press page up to return to the beginning. Then press Ctrl V to paste. Now you can proceed with the fade out effect and saving your preview file. Now we have the song and preview in OGG formats. You can now close Audacity. Just press no if it asks you to save changes. Now let's go back to DTXCreator. Let's go to the main tab and here in preview, press this and select the preview.ogg song we've just exported. Let's go back to the wave tab. Then let's select a blank portion, say 0p. Double click this, select browse, select tutorial song, click open, then click OK. A word of note before anything else, when you make sim files, please make sure the drums starts at bar 1 and not bar 0. The purpose of bar 0 is to enter a count in metronome. Starting the sim file at 0 is not recommended as it will tend to surprise the player. It is recommended to always put a count in, even if the song has a long intro. Now I will determine where the BGM will start. Let's make sure we're pointing to 0p as the active chip. Then put the BGM here in the very first measure of bar 1, here in the BGM lane. Just press the stop button here to stop the preview. Now we'll do some syncing so we could determine if the notes are perfectly in sync with the BGM chip. Here in the Wave tab, point to 0-0, the metronome hit sound. Then put one chip for each measure under the SE1 lane. Now we will copy some chips by dragging them, pressing Ctrl C to copy. Point to the next bar, then press Ctrl V to paste. Repeat this until you have filled until bar 10, which is enough to assess if the notes and BGM are synced. Also, when DTXCreator runs out of bars like this, just put a chip in the last bar and it will expand by itself. Press F5 to play from top and listen if the metronome is synced with the BGM. There are some instances where the song would go early or late than usual. If that happens, select the BGM chip, press F4 until the free guide margin appears, then drag the BGM chip up or down depending on trial and error. Play the song again and assess if the notes are synced well with the BGM. After a few runs, we have synced the BGM with the metronome. We will now delete the metronome chips we laid out, except for bar 0, and proceed with transcribing the drums for this song. Use the preloaded hit sounds and put them in their designated lanes. Press F6 to play from the current bar so you can preview and assess which chips you should use. Usually, most songs are copy-paste, but still listen to them again so you could discover differences, then apply the necessary changes. The viewer stops when there are no more notes, so if you want to transcribe what's in the next bar, just put any chip in the last measure so DTXCreator thinks there is a note. Okay, I put the symbol note in the RD lane, which is technically not correct. So symbol notes should be here in the CY lane. Okay, now we're in the section here where we hear an open hi-hat sound. We delete the closed hi-hat note, select 07, the open hi-hat note, and before clicking it, we hold Ctrl. As you hover your mouse, you will notice that the note has changed into a dark, smaller chip. Now click on the HH lane, and there, we just told DTXCreator to register this chip as an open hi-hat note. Since this is an open hi-hat note, and there is a closed hi-hat note coming up, we should mute the open hi-hat note by putting a left pedal note. So I click here on 09, the pedal hi-hat note, then put the chip on the LP lane of the next measure. Let's preview this by going one bar lower, then pressing F6 to play from the current bar. If you have noticed, you cannot see the LP lane in the viewer. Don't worry about this, as it will be displayed properly in DTXMania. Now we're in this part of the song where there's a right symbol and right notes. So put the right symbol in the CY lane, then the right notes in the RD lane. Now we have a double kick part here. What we do is alternate the chips using the BD and LB lane. So you should do it like this. Again, take note that if you preview this, you won't see it in the preview, but it will appear correctly on DTXMania. Okay, we have finished transcribing this sim file. Let's preview everything from the top by pressing F5. Alright, let's press Ctrl S or shortcut for save to save the sim file. Let's open up DTXMania, select tutorial song, and watch the sim file you made. Now you have just transcribed your very first sim file. Good job! I am currently making the advanced sim file making tutorial, but if you have any questions, make sure to comment below. Who knows, I might be able to add them in the advanced sim file making tutorial. Look forward to this tutorial where we discuss other things such as BPM and signature changes, humanization, applying bonus notes, and other advanced sim file making techniques.